Hello, I'm Sharon Epps.
And I'm Elroy Reed, and this is the People's Voice this week. We have a lot of information for you this week.
Former Vice President Joe Biden accepts the Democratic nomination for President of the United States with a fiery speech.
We have a sneak peek at Kamala Harris, the Democratic choice for Vice President.
We have information on a job fair.
We are launching a new segment on our show, Lake County Good Bites, with Master Chef Robert Collins. This much and more on this edition of the People's Voice this week.
I've been guided by the words I spoke from the first time I stood in a courtroom. Kamala Harris, for the people. I have fought for children and survivors of sexual assault. I fought against transnational criminal organizations. I took on the biggest banks and helped take down one of the biggest for-profit colleges. I know a predator when I see one. My mother taught me that service to others gives life purpose and meaning. And oh, how I wish she were here tonight, but I know she's looking down on me from above. I keep thinking about that 25-year-old Indian woman, all of 5 feet tall, who gave birth to me at Kaiser Hospital in Oakland, California. On that day, she probably could have never imagined that I would be standing before you now and speaking these words. I accept your nomination for Vice President of the United States of America.
Kamala Harris was born on October 20th, 1964, and was born in Oakland, California, and attended Howard University, the University of California, and Hastings College of Law. She worked in the San Francisco area as an attorney and was elected to the 27th attorney post of San Francisco. She ran for Attorney General of California in 2010 and won, and then won re-election in 2014. In 2016, she won the Senate election, becoming the second African-American woman to serve in the United States Senate. Carol Moseley Braun of Illinois was the first. Because of her mixed heritage, she is also considered as an Asian American as well as an African American. Harris ran for the Democratic nomination for President of the United States in the 2020 election, but dropped out of the race citing lack of funding. When dropping out, she endorsed former Vice President Joe Biden, who has now picked her as his running mate.
There's something happening all across our country. It's not about Joe or me. It's about you. And it's about us. People of all ages and colors and creeds who are, yes, taken to the streets, and also persuading our family members, rallying our friends, organizing our neighbors, and getting out the vote.
Joe Biden delivered what pundits have called the best speech of his career at the Democratic National Convention on August the 20th as he accepted his party's official nomination for President of the United States of America. Here are a few clips.
My father taught us that silence was complicity. I could never remain silent or complicit. At the time, I said we're in the battle for the soul of this nation. And we are. You know, one of the most important conversations I've had this entire campaign, it was with someone who was much too young to vote. I met with 6-year-old Gianna Floyd the day before her daddy, George Floyd, was laid to rest. She's an incredibly brave little girl. And I'll never forget it. When I leaned down to speak to her, she looked in my eyes and she said, and I quote, "Daddy changed the world. Daddy change the world. Her words burrowed deep into my heart. Maybe George Floyd murder was a breaking point. Maybe John Lewis is passing the inspiration. But however it's come to be, however it's happened, America's ready, in John's words, to lay down, quote, the heavy burden of hate at last, and to end the hard work of rooting out our systemic racism. You know, American history tells us that it's been in our darkest moments that we've made our greatest progress, that we found the light. In this dark moment, I believe we're poised to make great progress again, that we can find the light once more. You know, many people have heard me say this, but I've always believed you can define America in one word: possibilities. The defining feature of America: everything is possible. That in America, everyone, and I mean everyone, should be given an opportunity to go as far as their dreams and God-given ability will take them. We can never lose that. In times as challenging as these, I believe there's only one way forward. As a united America, united in our pursuit of a more perfect union, united in our dreams of a better future for us and for our children, united in our determination to make the coming years bright. Are you ready? I believe we are. This is a great nation. We're a good and decent people. For Lord's sake, this is the United States of America. There's never been anything we've been able to accomplish when we've done it together. The Irish poet Seamus Heaney once wrote, "History says, don't hope on this side of the grave, but then, once in a lifetime, the longed-for tidal wave of justice can rise up and hope and history rhyme. This is our moment to make hope and history rhyme. With passion and purpose, let us begin, you and I together, one nation, under God, united in our love for America, united in our love for each other. For love is more powerful than hate. Hope is more powerful than fear. And light is more powerful than dark. This is our moment. This is our mission."
Hi, I'm Aisha Ransom, creator of music and entertainment blog RadioRansom.com. I'm here to share with you that next month I'll be launching a youth writing arts workshop series. It's called Not Your Average Summer School for students ages 12 to 18. Sponsored in part by Vista Healthcare Systems, this series was created to be an escape and social acknowledgement of artistic youth. It was designed to celebrate and empower them in their writing and public speaking skills, as well as teach them how to share it with others while making an impact on the community. In this series, they will learn how to be more confident in their writing and also get to see the work and be inspired by other music and entertainment figures. My thought process behind all of this is COVID-19 may have changed the landscape of how students learn, but it didn't stop creativity and learning. So I hope to see you there. Thanks.
In partnership with Illinois Department of Employment Security, the Job Center of Lake County, Congressman Brad Schneider, and State Senator Melinda Bush will host the state's first legislative-led virtual job expo the week of August 24th. There are workshops associated with the job fair. For more information about the job fair, please contact Senator Bush's office at 847-548-5631 or email them at info@senatormelindabush.com or Congressman Snyder's office at 847-383-4870.
Training and so on and so forth that you actually been doing for years. Yeah. But pre George Floyd, I mean, you're kind of heading the curve after that whole DOJ mediation, run the whole DOJ mediation, and bring us up, bring us up to today.
Yeah.
I think, because you're part of that. We're only two cities, Waukegan, I guess, in North Chicago is only two cities in this entire county that has even partook in something like that. Voluntarily, basically, 4 years ago after Ferguson, Missouri. I think that was the thing that sort of sparked us to say, we got body cameras for the police officers. They was the first in the country here. And then as a result of that, we rolled into let's bring the Department of Justice in, compare best practices. You representing the entire county, looking at mental illness, those programs, racial equity, equality, all of that, that was a huge piece of the mediation.
Well, I think bringing in the Department of Justice, rather than wait for them to come in, bring them in and ask them to come do this mediation and then to be a part of it. The whole process I thought was really healthy because you had all those different groups represented. We met pretty regularly, and then most importantly, I think a lot of change was instituted because of that. Now, it certainly didn't solve the problem because we're still dealing with some of these issues, but it was a great start, and I think it says a lot about the Waukegan Police Chief and the leadership there that they wanted to, again, get ahead of this and call in DOJ to be a part of that. Body cameras was a huge piece of this. Now, Waukegan's only one of a handful of departments in Lake County that have body cameras. Ideally, they all would, and that becomes a funding issue. But helping them do that, and then support not just the cost of the cameras, but as you know, it's the data storage and all those other costs, and then the personnel costs of reviewing all that video, both on the police side and the prosecution side. But that was I think a great thing that we did as part of that that initiative.
And I agree. As we look back at it, what we're faced with today as a nation, actually as a world, as it relates to just procedural justice, legitimacy, people's trust in the criminal justice system. We were 4 or 5 years ahead of that with our voluntary mediation, I believe, with the DOJ. And plus, one of the things you brought to light from a Lake County perspective that we have not thought about is the impact of mental illness and the resources there for not only your folks, but police departments throughout the county. I think that was something that was missing. That was a blind spot for a lot of people. Some people got it, that some of the people locked up. It's not so much of the criminal element, but it's the mental illness that probably led to them being incarcerated. And that was one of the big things that you put forward that the DOJ grabbed hold of that right away. But for a lot of us, we're like, wow, I hadn't thought about that aspect of it. So all of your work and much more with DOJ mediation, 8 months long, you come out of there with training protocols, use of force, revisions, diversity, inclusion training, which again, your entire team, 100 or so attorneys, staff members, as a result of that, we've gone through managing diversity and inclusion, cynicism, implicit bias, and had some rich discussions there, and eye-opening events, I think, on both sides. We learned just a ton from your group, and I hope that they learned a ton from us. And from a legitimacy perspective, as it relates to the community, Lake County at large, I believe it goes a long way when citizens know that you've taken your entire team, shut down, had the whole day to go over there, to go through this training, so that when they walk these halls, they at least know if the person doesn't look like them, the person is still probably culturally competent and sensitive to those who are.
Truth and justice. You can't have one without the other. I'm Mike Nierheim, seeking your vote in 2020, based on truth, honesty, experience, and accomplishments.
As part of our arts and entertainment segment, we want to announce that the College of Lake County has assembled a beautiful collection of Black artists from CLC's permanent collection and a virtual showcase. Works from college faculties and renowned artists are included in the online gallery, now available for viewing. Here are some of the works on display. Next month's virtual gallery will honor Hispanic Heritage Month.
Hello, my name is Chef Robert Collins, president of Youth Age Culinary. I have over 30 years of experience in the food service industry, and this is Best Bites of Lake County, where we showcase and review local restaurants throughout Lake County once a week. The first restaurant in our series is Smokin' Barbecue on 45. Here's a few clips from our experience.
Robert Collins, and we're with Best Bites of Lake County, and we're here, of course, to do your segment to see if you guys are ready for us to sample and let these people know how good the food is here.
We sure are. Would you like to have the sample outside?
I would, but I'd like, before I do that, can you tell your name and who you are? Come on out.
Hi, I'm Janita Ward, one of the owners. My husband is Lee Ward. I do apologize, he's not here right now. But we are the owner of Smokin' Barbecue on 45. We opened up in March, and we're here for the people.
Wonderful. I heard a lot of great things about you. We're going to get a shot of that menu board real quick. You guys come on out and check the place out. We got the address. Okay, if you don't know, it's 428 North Lake Street here in Mundelein, Illinois. Okay, once again, this is Best Bites of Lake County. All right, so we're going to go back outside due to COVID. They're going to bring the food out, and we're going to sample. We're going to go back outside, and they're going to bring the food out, and we'll do our samples and taste tests out there. And I'll give you my feedback. And once again, we'd love to have your support here. Thank you so much. So, guys, stand by. We're going to go outside now and do the tasting.
All right, you got our smoked ribs. You got the rib tip combo with a smoked hot link. You got my husband's slow pulled pork. You got his beef brisket. You got the spicy cabbage. You got the smoked collard green with turkey in it. And you got a little bit of bourbon chicken. You got fried catfish. And you got Elta homemade peach cobbler.
Mercy.
All right.
That looks delicious.
And we got plenty of more. I just couldn't get it all on there. We got turkey legs. And
wow. Okay.
I hope you enjoy.
So I'm gonna dig in. I think, where should I start? I don't know where to start. It all looks so good. What do you recommend first?
I said try the beef brisket. You can pick that up and that should pour right on off.
Is this beef?
No,
this is the beef brisket, right? Okay,
yep.
This is the beef brisket. How long do you smoke it for?
That's for 18 hours.
I'm gonna try it with the sauce and without.
Okay.
Wow. Melts in your mouth, good flavor. Here it is. Come on down. We're in Mundelein. You cannot go wrong. I promise you, this food is outstanding. Smokin' Barbecue on 45, where the barbecue speaks for itself. And I cannot go wrong and tell you that's exactly what it does. I'm your host, Chef Robert Collins of Youth Age Culinary. Thank you so much for joining. We look forward to the next cast.
The presentation of the food was wonderful, inviting, and eye-appealing. The taste was hitting on all cylinders. The texture of the protein was moist and flavorful and had a real nice smoke ring. The customer service was exceptional. I recommend Smokin' Barbecue on 45 as one of the best bites of Lake County. I'm Chef Robert Collins.
For our musical entertainment this week, we'll be featuring the dynamic duo of Daryl Armistead and Sonia Hicks with the remake of Marilyn McCoo and Billy Davis Jr. You Don't Have to Be a Star. Enjoy.
Baby, come as you are with just your heart, and I'll take you in. You rejected and hurt. To me you were, girl, what you have within.
segment of the People's Voice this week is sponsored by Mike Mearheim, Lake County State's Attorney. I'm Sharon Epps.
And I'm Elroy Reed, and this is the People's Voice this week. Thank you for watching.